Hello everyone, today I'm sharing with you my first GDT project for Elegant Embellishments for the month of April, and I've just gone with some small storage items this time around. And the first thing I've made is an oval shaped, it's supposed to be oval, it actually is, storage box, and it's made out of fabric. And I've used some of my own fabric to make it, and the first is a pink satin type of fabric, and that was a dressing gown from the thrift store, and I covered that with a lovely lace fabric that was also from the thrift store, so it has that kind of a look to it. And it's a simple, very simple tutorial, and I will link that in the description box below. I cannot remember the name of the lady that did it, but I will put a link to that in the description box below. And all I've done is made an oval storage compartment, and I've made 3 different types of flowers out of that same fabric, and I've used this absolutely gorgeous it's like a fairy-like trim from Elegant Embellishments, and I've gone all around the edge of that with it once, and then just so I didn't use it all on this particular project, what I did was I cut individual flowers off and put them in between, just down a bit, and so it looks like 2 rows of it, but it gives a lot of fluffiness. But I've just, you know, I've saved a bit of trim there by just cutting individual ones and putting it in between the first row of flowers. I've also used some in my greenery just to soften that green a little bit, and I've used a couple of the flowers in the middle of my flowers and a tiny little bit of this absolutely gorgeous flower trim from Dee's store as well. Now, these 2 items are sold out, but I do believe if you get in touch with Dee, she may be ordering, she's trying to get more of that sort of thing in, and so if she knows you're after some, you know, that would be a good thing. What was I saying? And one of the beautiful, beautiful blings in the center of that one. And I've just hung some pearl dangles down there as well. And I think that is it for this particular project. So moving on. Oh, and inside, because the bags are very light and flimsy, I made myself a little weight for the bottom of it, and it's just a bag filled with rice, and I've used this trim that I've had for quite a few years now. I love the trim, but I've never found the right project for it because of the curliness of it, and so I've put that on there so that when it goes in here, it all curls up around the edges and looks so pretty. So that's the first project there. And the second one is I've decorated a few, they're glass test tubes with some of the products from Dee's store. Now this particular one, I've done 2 of these, as you can see. This particular one, I actually trimmed a little bit off the pretty bag that Dee sent the things in, and I've gone around the edge of the top of the glass with that because it's such a pretty colour. It's very spring-like, very fairy-like really, and it adds a really nice bit of colour to it. I've gone around with this particular trim from Dee's store and the beautiful double row of pearls, and also the crochet trim from Dee's store. And I've put one of the little fairy flowers on the front there with a piece of the lovely flower trim, and this piece here is just another little piece of my lace like that. It's just, I've cut off, I'll show you what I did with that. Very, very simple. I've cut a little square like that, and I've folded it like that, not quite corner to corner, and then I've done it again like that. I've done it again like that, so you end up with this kind of off-center peaked bit of lace, and I've just glued that on, and it just adds a softness to the top. I did paint my corks as well. I've just lightly painted them to take away, because these ones were actually stamped with an alcoholic drink, I think. These were, I got it from the thrift store a long time ago, these ones, and I think they're not shots obviously, but there's some sort of alcoholic drink, and I don't know what they call them. So there are 4 of those particular test tubes, and these are the other 2. With these, I have gone around this with this lace here from Elegant Embellishments. Now this was bright white when I got it, but I've tea dyed it, and it's got a pink kind of colour, as you can see. So I have gone around it with that, and it took 2, you know, it took 2 of those to go around. You can see it down the bottom and up the top, and if I take that out, you see how you can, it doesn't stop it. I brought the lace above it, so it looks pretty. And then I've also gone over that with some more of this braided trim, and then directly beneath that I've used the lovely flower trim as well, and I love how pretty that looks. It's very cottagey, just a sprinkling of flowers. I used a little bit of my own pink ribbon and made a simple circle flower, and then put another piece of this trim here over the top of the flower, just so it wasn't so bright, and then put another piece of this fairy flower on it, and another little bit of the embroidery trim in the center, and I've just put some pearls hanging down on this one. So, and there's 2 of those ones, and then finally this one's a different test tube. As you can see, this one's longer, and also found at the thrift store. I went around this one with a different lace again, and that was this particular lace trim here. It's really pretty. So I went around it twice. I kind of had it, so the first time it went around it was like that, and then when I went around it the second time it went like that, so the scallops into, you know, they went inside one another like that. So I've used that, and then around it I've used the beautiful embroidered flowers, and then I've cut a piece of this trim here, and I cut the flower part out, and then I brought the oval down so that it hangs like that down the front of it. I've just put a bit of my own cording and some more of that lace just dangling down, a flower, another piece of that little square, same as this sort of thing up the top there, and a bow, and a little fairy flower in the center. I've also put a little bit of greenery behind it just to sort of lift it a little bit. You can just see it. It's not too overpowering, but just to blend in with this as well. And I do intend to make more of these, but I can't make any more right now. We are getting new flooring put in at the beginning of May, and I need to pack virtually my whole house between now and then. It'll kind of be like moving house. The only things I don't have to pack up are the wet areas, you know, the kitchen, laundry, bathroom and toilet. I don't have to pack those up, but I have to pack all the bedrooms up, the hallway, the lounge room, the dining area. I have to pack all of that. I'm not really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting new flooring, but not that huge job, and I just have to get on with it. So I'm not going to add to these test tubes until after I have unpacked everything again, which I will get my other GDT item done before you know, everything's packed away completely. And I will also leave my precious book things. Luckily it's all in, you know, the box, so I know exactly where it is. But my daughter plans to move out at the beginning of June, and so come June I will have to pack all my stuff up anyway, because I will be getting a craft room. And I, you know, as excited as I am, I don't want to get my hopes too high for some reason, because you know how it is. And of course my daughter's leaving home, so of course that's, you know, it's not something I'm over the moon about, but it is what it is. You know, they get older, they leave home, don't they? So that's okay. And I'm thinking, if that's only 2 or 3 weeks down the track after we get the floor covering in, I don't want to unpack it and put it all back here, have to pack it all back up again and move it into the other room. So the next month or so I'll be working on my precious book, and I'll know where everything is, so I'll be able to use other things, and of course my DT things. I'm fairly well organized, so I do know where everything is. It's just a daunting thing to do, isn't it? So pray for me. Okay, so I hope you like the first project I've made for Elegant Embellishments. I think they're ever so pretty, and see, I can make things now for my upcoming craft room, so it looks nice and pretty, and that's exactly what I want to do. So I shall see you in my next video. Thank you for watching, everybody, and take care. Bye bye.